Okay, good Friday morning, folks. I'm Live Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here with the tropical shirt on. Now, maybe some of you are just joining us for the first time. That's great. What does that mean? That means that I got something down the pipeline that says it's going to be more tropical than winter-like, and we'll get on into it. But first, we admittedly do have bitterly cold, near record cold air on the way as we get on into the weekend, it looks like. And so let's start with the radar. And good travel day today. All right, we got, let's see, we got the black 830 8311 likes the shirt. How's the travel to Detroit on Wednesday? Doesn't look like any major problems. Okay, all right, so let's get to this. Watch the change. This is where I'm starting for you. I'm starting with the big picture so that you just know why I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt. And that's because everything has been advertising over the last 3-4 days a change. And it looks like that change is going to happen. So what we're using here is we're using the European model in the ensemble mode. I already gave my wife a little meteorological lesson on the couch this morning. And that is that this ensemble is showing, as we get toward the end, quite a ridge for 50 averages at the end of the run. So here is our Arctic air swinging through this weekend, and there's a little burst of lake effect right there Saturday night into early Sunday, but then the ridge starts to take over. And it's not warm just yet, but as we head toward the days before Christmas, it looks like it could be what we would call warm for December. Not without storm systems. So right there, we always look for a kink, and right there is a kink in the jet stream. That's next Thursday, Friday. So that's our next weather maker. I'll show that to you. It looks like we are warm with rain, changing to very quickly snow. So that could be your quote-unquote pseudo flash freeze. We'll watch for that one, and then watch the ridge build. Now we're at December 21st, December 22nd, December 23rd, something like that. Is what I like to do here is just pick a line, one of those black lines in southern Michigan, like say the one that looks like it's running along I-94. Trace your eyes back across Wisconsin, across Iowa, across South Dakota, then Wyoming, then Utah, then Nevada, then into central and southern California. So that's the kind of air that we will have coming our way. And now we're at the 24th. The ridge gets even more pronounced, and that's odd for out at the end for 50 iterations of a model run to be averaged together. This is December 26th, the day after Christmas. So it looks like a significant warming trend on the way. Now, in the short term, not much really. Today we get the light snow coming in. It develops more widespread in the evening hours. We do get a band of lake effect overnight, but it shifts a lot. And then tomorrow the lake effect settles in. Also, the Alberta Clipper that was expected to miss us just to the south will creep into the southern third, I-94 southward. Very little accumulation during the day on Saturday, but you might get, the roads covered over just a little bit. Lawrence Kandersky, yes, is ready to take a little break from the cold. Yeah, I think most people here. Kylie Edmark, Packers fan here. We won't hold it against you. Going to be 11 in Green Bay Sunday, 63 in Denver, where they will be playing. Crazy, yes. Carmelita Tiffany's going to bake up a storm Or is she going to bake up a storm? If you have that power, let me know, because you could help me in my forecast. Now, this is Saturday night and Sunday, the west shores along Lake Michigan, all the way from Traverse City to Manistee to Cadillac, southward into the very southwest corner, South Haven, Battle Creek, whatnot. You get the heavy lake effect. Now, how much snowfall? So this is through tomorrow morning, 2 to 5 inches. Northern lower Michigan, elsewhere less than an inch. Alberta Clipper comes and brings an inch right along the border on Saturday, and then the lake effect stacks up Saturday night into Sunday morning, up to the tune of maybe near a foot by the time you get to Kalkaska and Mansalona and Gaylord. Maybe 6 to 8 inches total in the next couple days around the Traverse City area, and 6 inches or more in the far southwest corner of the state. So we still have plenty of winter on the way. Here's another model that I like. Hold on a second here. Here's another. Let me go back to that snowfall forecast. So this is through the night tonight, snowy in the northwest part of lower Michigan, and then this is through Sunday morning when it will all start to wind down, and you see it 6 to 12 inches northwest lower, bunch of snow in the UP, heavy area in the southwest corner. This is one of those things where if you're heading to Chicago on the weekend, you take I-69 down to 80 and you avoid that I-94 part of southwest lower Michigan. Another model goes out a little bit farther. There is our snow swinging through tonight, and the Alberta Clipper just to the south. And total snowfall off of that model. Let me just see if the latest is in on that one, because I like to look at it for these Alberta Clippers. Okay, we got some of it. New 12Z run. So that's through tomorrow morning, and then this is all the way through Sunday evening. So you can see if you're heading to the south, you've got, when is that? It looks like during the day on Saturday. This is Saturday 1 p.m. to Saturday evening. So really Saturday afternoon and evening, if you're driving south across Ohio or Indiana, you're going to run into, 3 inches down there is like a snowstorm for them. Okay, now, a little bit farther of a look out on the European. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. It's MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. And so, Alberta Clipper number 1 misses us to the south. Lake effect for Saturday night, Sunday morning in the typical places. Monday dry. Tuesday good travel conditions. Wednesday decent travel conditions. Somebody asked about that. Wednesday looks like we're fully into the southwesterly flow and really starting to warm up. Here's that next Thursday, Friday cold front. So warm ahead of it, rain showers, right over to snow showers, pretty stiff northerly wind. Signs of, going from 40 and wet to 30 to 25 and wet. So we'll watch that one. Then we get into the next weekend. We're back into the southerly flow. We continue to see that ridge build. Now we're at 22nd, 23rd. This would actually be wonderful travel weather. Okay, so this would actually be excellent travel weather. 23rd, 24th. Here's Christmas Day. It's getting out there to believe it exactly, and then here is the 26th. So, we'll just have to see. That would still be on the warm side. All right, so now the tropical shirt. Obviously not today, in the 20s. Obviously not tomorrow. Near record cold high temperatures, only in the teens, has lowered some, and some of the records are about 18 degrees the coldest afternoon. Sunday, cold in the 20s. Monday, cold, teens and 20s. Tuesday, maybe you start to work on the sidewalk and the driveway if it's got some ice chunks. Or maybe you leave it and let Mother Nature do it on Wednesday or Thursday. You know, mid-40s, mid-December. Not unheard of, but 10 degrees warmer than normal. A little colder day after that. This would be our cold front. 40s and rain ahead of it on Thursday, 20s behind it. So that's why we got kind of a little bit of a long-term, you know, thinking about next Thursday for a travel issue. So we'll just keep you updated on that. Now this is back to Saturday, back to the 40s, and then Sunday the 21st, Monday the 22nd, back to the 40s. You know, we're the 24th, 25th, 26th. So there's some mild air around, and more importantly, the part of NOAA that makes the long-range forecast has finally jumped on a widespread warm-up. This is the 6 to 10 day, creeping into Michigan, most of the country. 8 to 14 day, December 19th to 25th. Northern parts of the state expected to be near normal. Southern parts of the state, a strong chance of warmer than normal, and still wetter than normal, meaning there's storm systems coming through, like I showed you on the map. So there you have it. It looks like after a bitterly cold weekend, Old Man Winter is going to pack his bags somewhat for, you know, maybe to Christmas, maybe to a couple of days after Christmas. That won't last forever. It's winter, so that will break down, and typically when warmth breaks down to cold, that's done by a storm system. So, you know, I still target the last week of December as, you know, maybe our next meaningful winter type storm system, depending on the track. There you have it. Dig out your Hawaiian shirts and go for it with me. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update.